Once upon a time, there were two best friends. One of them had a computer and the other one sucked.
It's one of the last. It's at least one of two that were done. This is probably the last one of this recording session, right?
Yeah.
Let's fuck on camera.
No.
Alright, that's fair. I'm not into it if the other party's not either. Do we have anything to talk about?
No, dude. So, okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Chillin with the Villains.
It's the villains. We're the boys. We them,
We, they, them boys.
we they them, they them. Dude, fuck, what was it? There was a line. Somebody released a song. Hot.
Yeah.
Hot fucking limerick.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That shit went hard.
It was inclusive and threatened violence to everybody.
It was something to the degree of what's your name, what's your pronouns? I'm shooting he, she, they, them. I'm like something like that. I'm like, that shit goes hard.
It was hard. Yeah, you saw that too.
That shit is hard.
It was fucking yeah. I was like, yeah, this is new age. This is good shit.
I love woke presented violence. Right? Like, these hands are rated E for everyone. Like, it's not like I'll show you who the real man is and I'll beat you up. And it's like, no, I will smack the shit out of everybody. Like, listen, everyone can have their... My sweat from earlier has soaked through my boxers.
Wow.
Jesus, I need to relax. I forgot what I'm talking about.
It was probably leading to equal lefts, equal rights.
Yeah, sure, something like that. But yeah, this like weird, like all-inclusive violence that has been the trend in the last few years. I love it. I'm here for it.
So, all right, here's a question. Do you believe everybody should be punched in the face at least once?
Yes, 100%. We've been so on the same boat about this for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. If you... like, at the very least, right, everyone needs to have gotten punched in the face once because then they understand that there are fucking consequences to their actions.
Now...
And we went to high school with so many people who simply did not know the consequences of their actions because they'd never gotten punched in the face.
Did I ever talk about my experience getting punched in the face on the channel?
Probably not. Maybe. I don't know.
I might have. So, I was a kickboxer when I was younger, right? Kickboxing was my thing. Loved it. It was great.
So you broke your arm in every place.
This was that.
Yeah.
Right? This was, I'm going to say, a humbling experience, right? This wasn't a matter of, like, these are the consequences of your reactions, other than, like, the action that I took in this instance
was the consequence.
I hired a professional kickboxer as a trainer.
Yeah.
Right? And that consequently led to me getting punched in the face by a professional kickboxer. Right?
Over and over and over.
Over and over and over. But that was the point of the training. He basically... He had noticed that in my fights, I was having poor emotional response control to getting hit specifically in the face. Like, you could hit me in the body, it would hurt, but, like, I wouldn't lose focus, right? And this is just something that happens in fights. You get punched in the face, it's disorienting.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
I specifically was having rage reactions, right? Where it wasn't just that I was confused as to my whereabouts when I got clocked. It was like I was mad that they hit me in the face. And it was messing up with my footwork. I was playing much more aggressively when I would go at them. It wasn't good. I needed to keep my cool, keep myself centered, and thinking about my moves other than just really wanting to punch them in the face back, right? And he let me know. He let me know, beforehand. He was like, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to punch you in the face. A lot. And you're going to continue to try and defend against me punching you in the face, right? Now, what he didn't tell me was, I am going to try to punch you in the face. He told me, I am going to punch you in the face. Right? What I heard as a cocky little fucking teenager was, I'm going to try to punch you in the face. Now, he trained me a bunch at this point. I've been training with him for almost 2 years. And so, like, in my mind, I'm like, yes, I am good enough to choose whether or not I get punched in the face, right? I knew how to block, I knew how to guard, I knew how to fucking duck, dodge, dip. Like, I knew how to fight, right?
Yeah.
But I was nowhere near the level of physical supremacy.
Not a professional kickboxer.
That this professional kickboxer in his, like, early 30s.
So, like, right around his prime.
Like, was, right? It was like a Gatling gun. I can't express to you. I remember I would see the punches just in time to get hit with them. Right? Like, it was such... I had never experienced the anime-esque animation of a human being punching so fast.
Were you seeing, like, stars and, like, sparks when you were getting hit?
I was getting that.
Okay.
But it was the flash of movement. I mean, his hands would blur. Like, they would just become a line of movement.
Yeah, they had speed lines.
It was not recognizable as a hand, right? It was just a flash of incoming violence. And then I would catch it. Like, my brain would catch up a half a millisecond later as to, that's a punch coming right from my face, and bam, it would hit me, right? So I kept having that thought pretty much over and over, like, incoming punch, bam, incoming punch, bam, and my body just wasn't reacting. And so at a certain point, like, upper command in my brain sent out, like, a fucking telegram to the body, right? And it was like, you need to operate off of no information. Because we cannot see this man's punches until they're about to hit us.
This man has harnessed the speed force.
At the time at which the signal was traveling down my nervous system,
You were getting punched.
to my muscles to react, I was already punched 2 other times. Like, so my brain literally was just like autopilot. Like, no information. We're going 0 dark 30 here. Just do whatever you feel is right. And I did. I did. And that...
Your government military. You've been compromised.
Like, that was what was going on in my head as I'm just... I mean, it was like at the 50-second punch in the face. Man, I'm not kidding when I say it was like a Gatling gun. I had seen people hit speed bags really quick before, but like the speed bag was never my face. I was just ricocheting into his fists. And of course, I lost my cool. I lost, like, all composure.
Yeah.
Right? And at that point, like, he actually did have something to worry about. Because it's very much a cornered animal thing.
Yeah, the desperation thing.
When my brain told my body, go, right? It was just like, do something, anything. I don't know what it is that you need to do to not get punched in the face.
Yeah, all for one max power.
But, like, go, do something. So I am at this point a bundle of, like, injured violence. And I'm swinging for the fences. Which, of course, made it very easy to track, but it was a fundamental change in how the sparring session had gone up to that point, which was me just getting punched in the face. Now I was getting punched in the face, and I was punching back, right? I was punching back. They were wild, outlandish swings that would never land in a professional fight. They just wouldn't. They were heavily telegraphed, and you could just read exactly what my movements were going to be.
They were the opposite of the reacting after you were punched in the face.
Like, to bring it back to, like, anime and manga and shit, when they have that, like, dark aura and, like, words appear?
Yeah.
Like, that surely must have been what was happening with me, and the words were like, I'm going to throw a right hook right now all the time. And so I just, started throwing punches very wildly, very erratically, and he was dodging them with ease, but that was great. It was really good because anytime he was dodging a punch was a millisecond I wasn't getting punched in the face. I eventually did end up throwing just a wild right hook at him, which he kind of deflected with his arm. He just
parried it.
He just tapped it, and I ended up punching him here, and it broke my arm and a whole bunch of shit. But me breaking my arm, trying to hit him, was the level of animalistic force that my body was. It was in full red alert. It had received a message it had never received from my brain before, which was, we don't know what to do. Just
shut it down.
It wasn't shut it down. It was just hit all the buttons. Press every fucking button, and hopefully one of these works. And that was it. So I ended up breaking my arm, but that was my humbling experience of having another man tell me what I thought he said, again, was, I'm going to try to punch you in the face a bunch of times. What he did say, verbatim,
was, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Was, I'm going to keep punching you in the face. And that's what he did. I had no say in the matter.
Consent is important.
No, legitimately. I would have been just as successful in that sparring session if I was tied to a chair and he punched me in the face over and over. I wasn't in any way, I was of free will and movement, right? But there was seriously nothing I could do to not get punched in the face. And that was a humbling moment. That was a moment where sometimes life is out of your control. Sometimes
you just get punched in the face.
Sometimes, legit, you get punched in the face 52 times in a row, and you cannot do anything.
You break your arm.
You might be angry at somebody. You might be mad about it.
But you get punched in the face 52 times mad about it?
But, it doesn't change the scenario. You're still going to get punched in the face. You might see it coming a millisecond before it happens. You're getting punched in the face. And I think that a lot of people would benefit
if they knew what it was like to get punched in the face 52 times before they could react.
If they knew that somebody out there, somewhere, can punch them in the face and there's
nothing they can do about it.
Nothing they can do about it.
So it's funny because this was one of the complaints we had about one of our very old friends, as we like to call him on the channel, King Weenie, Emperor Hot Dog, what have you, was that they would not be as weirdly cocky as they were if they were ever punched in the face.
Yeah.
And you and I, separate times, really, really wanted to teach them that lesson. But we were like, they are so literally not worth our time to do that.
I mean,
Well, and then also they were just going to tell on us to their mom.
Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite things that ever happened. Was we were summarily roasting our buddy, and we said he looked like a house with scoliosis, and that really hurt his little tiny penis feelings. But that was after I had said Tokyo looked like a cancer patient, right? And Tokyo was like, "You look like you ate a fat guy." We called our friend Jonah. We were like, "You are the gayest person we have ever met, and you are straight." Just real high school level insults.
Yeah,
but we were being really fucking mean to each other.
Tossing the roast, yeah.
Yeah, and he got so in his feelings. He Emperor Hot Dog told on us to his mom.
Oh yeah.
She Facebook messaged all of us individually to be like, I thought you were all really good friends, and I can't believe you would hurt his feelings like that.
And number one, alright, if you don't want to be in the roast, don't get in the pit.
Yeah.
Okay? Stay out of the pit. Alright? If you're in the pit and you're roasting,
you're going to continue to be roasted. Don't
you're
take
gonna
it
get
so
roasted.
Personally.
That's it. This ain't a one-way street.
Yeah, equal rights for equal lefts.
2. Roasting is fucking funny. It just is. And, not every fucking roast that you throw out is going to be a banger.
But I was personally proud of your built like a house with scoliosis.
Right? not everyone is going to be fucking awesome, but there's going to be some funny ones in the fucking mix. And that is what good fucking friends do.
Yeah.
Good friends are worse to you than your worst fucking enemy.
Yeah, because we know we can say these terrible things and have zero malice behind it.
And when you're not in the pit, they got your back more than anyone else in the fucking world.
Yeah.
If they can say shit like that to you and then proudly proclaim that they are your best friend. It's that fucking, what is that? It's like a Edgar Allan Poe quote. It's, tell me every terrible thing you've ever did and let me love you anyway.
Yeah, something to that effect.
That is what the roast fucking is, okay? It's brotherhood, all right? That is, you are coming closer to each other by saying just the most rancid fucking shit that you possibly can, and then standing up afterwards and being like, and that's my best friend. I would not be friends with somebody over you because, like, you're my boy. You know, like...
And this guy, instead of standing up and be like, you guys
told
are
his
my
mom.
brothers, he told his fucking mom.
We were grown men. We were over the age of 18.
Yeah, we were like 19, 20. We were all somewhere around there. He told his fucking mom. Like... Mama, in fact, did raise a bitch.
Now, I don't necessarily know that I'm going to blame him entirely.
I'll blame him entirely. I knew him his entire life.
Because, listen, to all the boys out there, or the they-thems, or, even to the girls out there, to anyone of any gender, if you have a mother that you can go to and complain when you have a bad day, and she listens and she cares, that's good. I like that. Now, if she's going to turn around and Facebook message everyone involved...
Well, no, so see...
Like, maybe tell her don't.
Here's the reason why I do blame him. It's because he knew she was going to say something about it. Like, because she was the one who would retaliate because he couldn't.
Like, I would die of embarrassment. I would absolutely fucking die of embarrassment.
Like, that is the definition of cringe.
I mean, it's just like if my mom said that she was gonna do some shit like that, I would be fighting her. I would, like, hands. I would be like, no, you're not. I came to you for emotional support. I don't need you to do anything about this other than tell me I'm a strong big boy. Right? Like, that's all I fucking needed. That's all I need. Okay? Like, got under my skin with that one. I just need to be told it's okay.
I just need to be told I'm a strong big boy.
I'm a strong big boy.
Because I made it.
So please tell me that and don't get on Facebook. Or else hands. I don't know.
It was just... I cannot understate how much of a bitch move it was. Like, I know I went on my whole thing a couple episodes ago about the reason I can't take a deload week is because then I'm a bitch.
That was the last episode.
I don't care how long ago it was. That's in the past, and the past should stay in the fucking past.
Speaking of the past, once upon a time,
I was friends with a bitch. And that bitch's name, Abraham Lincoln. But anyway, so, like, I have zero problem with, like, if he had been like, hey guys, that's a little too far. That hurts my feelings. We would have been like, our bad dude. We would not.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah, we would have apologized. We would have been like, hey man, we were all doing that to each other. We didn't realize this would hurt you so much.
You can always throw out the bro to bro.
Yeah.
You can throw out the bro to bro.
But the fact that he ignored that and went straight to his mommy to complain about how his friends were being mean to him, like, this is the kind of guy who would be like, I need to save my money so I could buy a $300 TV, when not only was he unemployed, he was getting weekly allowance.
So, I'm going to co-opt something here real quick.
Sure.
All right? I'm going to co-opt something. I'm co-opting the ick. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You
This
want
works.
to you want to know what gives me the ick more than anything else?
What?
A grown man using the word mommy outside of a sexual context.
Did I just give you the ick?
Gave me the ick. Hold up. Just straight up. And the thing is, I know exactly why. There was a kid, and I do mean kid. This was a long time ago. This was before we knew each other. This was like, I was like 7. Okay? There was a kid who was like a schoolyard fucking bully. I mean, I'm talking like Eric Cartman levels of like asshole.
So, like the kind of person who would get revenge by feeding a kid's parents to him.
But the second their mother was around, it was all like, Mommy, please, can we go do this? Can we get this thing? Can we... Oh my God. I wanted to just be like... This is one of those people that I wanted to punch in the face. And I was 7, right? Like, I was 7 years old, and I was like, this kid's a bitch. Like, that is...
Mama did, in fact, raise a bitch.
That's the fucking ick, man.
Okay, so... Speaking
Jesus.
of icks, right? What I have learned is a big ick for me over these last 7 years, 7, 8 years, is if I'm like romantically interested in someone and it turns out they're dumb as fucking rocks. Big fucking ick, dude. Like, I don't need you to be a genius, but like, so there was this girl that I met on Tinder when we were still in Vegas, and we were vibing. Like, we went on a couple. Well, our first date was me going with her so she could, because she had been sick, so she went to a. We were originally planning on getting coffee, right? Mm-hmm. And this was our first date that this all occurred. But she was like, "Hey, I don't want to cancel on you because this is our first date and that'd be kind of fucked up. But I'm not feeling well. Do you want to come to the clinic with me?" So I did, and we got to know each other. And it was a great fucking time, and we came back from there, and we picked up some food from Raising Cane's, and we went back to mine and Tokyo's apartment to hang out and eat.
I'm gonna interject here just briefly because I know where this story is going because I was involved in the second half, but I do want to say how like wholesome and fucking awesome the first part of that story is, where she's like, I don't want to cancel our date, but like I'm not feeling well. Do you want to go to the clinic with me? Like, we should fucking normalize that shit.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of fucking romantic.
And I went to the clinic with her, and we had honestly a great time in the waiting room, in which I got to know her like very well.
Like that's fucking awesome. Like, people should do their taxes together as a first fucking date. Like, throw in some of the mundane shit. You know what I mean? Like, some of the, like, this is gonna be married life one day shit. Like, go grocery shopping together. Fucking go pick up dry cleaning together. You know, like, do some fucking mundane shit together and see if you have fun with that person, because that's what life is gonna look like.
And now this is where the story takes a less wholesome turn.
Yeah, it gets worse. So anyway.
So we're back at our place and we're eating Raising Cane's, and this girl just starts talking about how she's a vegetarian and it's because of her principles and she hates eating meat, but she's a vegetarian while she's eating Raising Cane's. And I knew what she meant was, the only reason I'm eating this is because I can still stomach specifically chicken proteins, and in the event of health related issues, I need to be able to still process meat proteins if I can no longer be a vegetarian. What she said was, oh, I'm only eating it because I have to, but I'm a vegetarian.
Well,
and that gave me the biggest ick because she sounded so fucking stupid.
And this was in response to the question, because she was mid-chicken when she said the words, I'm a vegetarian. She had half of a chicken tender in her hand,
and the other half in her mouth,
implying that the other half had been or is being consumed, as she says she's a vegetarian. To which I have to spin around in my fucking chair and be like, I'm sorry, what?
And as I mentioned, what she meant was, I still will occasionally eat chicken because I can still stomach it, and I still need to be able to process meat proteins.
What she said
was, I'm a vegetarian mid chicken bite instead of intelligently or just like a fucking adult describing her thoughts. And I know this seems real ironic coming from me, but I know I say some dumb outlandish shit, but half the time it's a fucking bit. I'm not stupid. I'm smarter than probably most of you listening to this. That's the cockiest shit you'll ever hear me say. And I'm sticking to it because that's my hill I'm dying on in this situation. But I need someone who is going to be able to say their thoughts in a eloquent way and describe why they're performing a contradicting action to their beliefs and make people understand that they're doing it for a perfectly good reason and not be a dipshit. And oh my god, it gave me the biggest fucking ick, dude.
I really wish that I could
and to continue why that the more I get on, so I deleted all my dating apps a couple weeks ago because I had a whole personal revelations, and dating apps were part of that, in which they only serve to disappoint me because they present people in the worst fucking way.
Yeah.
For me to be able to emotionally connect with someone, I need to know there's a modicum of intelligent thought in there. That is one of my baseline. Like, if I want to fuck someone, you can be dumb as fucking bricks. You can have room temperature IQ. Your IQ can rival Arctic temperatures, and that's okay. I don't have to be emotionally attached to you to fuck you, but you're gonna give me the ick if you're that fucking stupid.
I really wish that I could say that I agree with you. But what I've found, I am attracted to intelligence, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I have dated some dumb people.
Well, so you and
it was never it never got to the point where it was like, I gotta break up with them because they're dumb as a bag of hammers, right? It's been a negative, but I wouldn't say it's an ick. It's just not something that has bothered me to that extreme.
Well, so as much as, again, as I present myself as this wacky kind of chaotic goblin, right? I would actually say at my core I'm a thinking person, right? Pondering and ruminating is actually incredibly important to me.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to form your thoughts in an eloquent, sophisticated manner and being able to get across complicated information in a simple way is incredibly important for me. I want you to be able to think about the consequences of your actions and the implications of your actions and your principles.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
But the more I run into people, the more I realize they don't have that level that I need in a partner. And it's become a deal breaker for me because I've dated so many dumb fucking people.
You've dated some dumb people.
And the difference is, you've dated some dumb people, I've dated unintelligent people. Which is a real fucking difference there, right? Because you can be dumb and not unintelligent. You are my shining example for that. Because sometimes, like me, your common sense will go out the window. At the very least, you have an excuse that you had a fucking stroke.
Really what it boils down to me is not so much intelligence or even I'm going to hate myself for saying this, but even having the facts on a situation, right? Somebody can be misinformed, and for whatever fucking reason, I don't hold that against them. It's if they passionately believe what they believe.
Yeah.
If you don't have passion for your own opinion, you are so fucking boring to me, dude. That's just is what it is. Now, I prefer somebody who is very science-based, who likes to follow the facts, follows a sound path of logic and reasoning, right? I prefer that. But that's the thing that's not necessary.
Well, and again, it's why we get along very well, because at the end of the day, I am someone who does follow like a line of logic and thought. However,
it's
for most
unique
people,
to you, but
it's wildly indecipherable to most people, because again, I'm a special snowflake who thinks different.
Yeah, sure.
And I say that wildly ironically, but I know my thought process is unique from most people's, because again, I'm ill-equipped to handle most things in my life, so everything looks like a nail to me. And that's how because I'm built different. I'm built special. I'm a special boy. I'm a special little mama's boy.
I'm a big strong boy.
I'm a big strong boy. That's all I needed to be told. But like I need someone who can match my like the level that I need of like I don't need a fucking bookworm. I just need someone to be able to think critically.
Yeah.
Right? And most people I've dated can't do that. Or most people I've attempted to date or have gone on dates with, even if they can't, they don't do that. And that's my real fucking ick. If you can't think critically, if you can't be an adult human being and understand that fucking things happen and it's not always sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, Pac-Man, and Polka that dance, not the dot, like, we're not... That's going to be a no from me, dog.
All right. Full circle.
Was that as passionate? Was that the right amount of passion you wanted?
I mean, yeah, that's... Look, I mean, like, I understand that you're going for, like, then fuck me then joke here, but, like, this channel is a shining example, okay? We have said some dumb shit on here, but god damn it, have we said it with fervor, okay? Have we famously put our whole pussy into it?
I'm gonna quote myself, because a couple weeks ago, me, Tokyo, his fiance, and our friends during our session of Cyberpunk had a big old fucking foundation-shaking argument about hot pizza versus cold pizza. I'm not going to get into it because I will get very angry about it. However, one of our friends decided to be neutral, and he just kept saying, they're both fine, I like both. And I yelled at him, stand for something or be erased by history. And that's how I feel about everything. Have a fucking opinion, think critically on it, and you won't give me the fucking ink. And then maybe you'll be able to get this fucking catch, right? This fucking half-naked, buff, fat guy. But not really that fat. Just big muscles, big legs, I'm tan. Call me.
Big strong boy.
I'm a big strong boy who don't need no nutsack.